Hello everyone, welcome to another video. It is me, Desiree, and today we're doing something that I think is going to be pretty fun. I'm going to be talking about plants I have that are better than plants I want. So I went through my running wish list that I have. It's not necessarily a wish list of plants that I'm actively seeking out, but every now and then as it goes, I don't know that most plants exist until someone posts it online, and then I'm like, oh my god, I have to get an alocasia Jacqueline. I have to get it. It's the best plant ever. But I didn't even know it existed 10 minutes before I saw that, but suddenly I have to have it. You know what I mean? So I write a list down of plants though that I don't want to forget about or forget that I once wanted them. And I went through it recently and I found a few of the plants that I was like, do I really want that? And then I went and saw what I already had and realized I have a plant that's gonna be way better than that one. I don't need it. So I pulled out, I think, 4 or 5 plants to show you. And the first one is the Melanochrysum. So I don't know why I want this plant. It's the Philodendron Melanochrysum. And it just looks cool, but it looks exactly like the Philodendron micans. I think it looks exactly like this, except a bigger leaf. Like this one right here looks like a Melanochrysum. I cut this one leaf off and go, oh look, now I have it. So I don't know, the plant looks really cool, but everyone's plant that I've seen, it's like one long plant with a leaf randomly here and there, that most of the plant is a big giant moss pole, and I just don't like that idea. I don't want a moss pole on any of my plants. And I already have this one and I love it so much. It's been growing like crazy. It's been sitting on that shelf this whole time and it's just getting longer and longer and longer. And there's no way that I'm gonna like the Melanochrysum more than I like this one. I like this one so much. I've bought like 3 of them, 3 or 4 of them. I even bought one for my grandma because I just loved it so much. It's got these nice velvety, soft kind of leaves. They feel like a soft matte texture. I really enjoy this one quite a bit, and I can't imagine a Melanochrysum being better than this, or fuller, or more viney. It just seems like it'd be, I don't know, just something to have, and this one is definitely better than that one. Or better than that one could possibly be, because I already have this one, and I love it. Okay, this next one is the String of Hearts variegated version. So ever since I bought this regular String of Hearts, try to do it without looking. Ever since I bought this one, I've always wanted to get the variegated version, but I've never seen it in real life. It just looks cool in a picture, but I can't tell how big the hearts are, and I don't want it if they're gonna be as small as this one, because this one is growing like the smallest little hearts ever. I mean, it's still kind of cool. It just sits there all tangled, but I really want the variegated version, and every time I see it, I'm like, oh, I just want it. But I have a String of Hearts that is way more beautiful and better than the variegated one could ever be, and it's the String of Hearts Silver Glory. And I have featured this one in a video before, but this plant grows like an actual weed. It's so beautiful. I guess I could sit it down. It's long enough. I bought this at a local nursery, I want to say sometime last year, and when I saw it, I was taken aback, oh my gosh, what kind of String of Hearts is that? Because the hearts are really big. They're super big, they're super thick, and very, very different than the regular one, which is kind of small and thin. I don't know if the regular one grows bigger, maybe it's just that one, but this one has always grown these big giant hearts, and I absolutely love this plant. I check on it every single day just because I like to look at it and I like to touch it, and there's no way that a variegated String of Hearts is going to be more beautiful than this one. It's just so pretty. And when I think about the variegated String of Hearts, I picture it being small like that one and just kind of scraggly and long and leggy. I don't picture it being long and luscious and beautiful like this one. Oh my gosh, I have an eyeshadow palette right there that's getting all tangled up. I mean, look how beautiful this is, and it grows like crazy, absolutely crazy. It was touching the floor, so I kind of pulled the vines up this way. That way, you know, it could just kind of start crawling back up. The pot doesn't have a ton of vines in it, so all of this is the work of only a handful of vines, but the vines also branch off. So there are a few that have a vine that just starts here and starts going that way. So this is an awesome, awesome, awesome plant. It's one I would highly recommend to anybody if you want a string of hearts and you have decent light to put it in, this one it definitely needs light. You know, it's a succulent. I have this one living right underneath the skylight in the living room, and it is just love and life there. So this definitely better than a variegated string of hearts could ever be. Okay, the next one is the Philodendron Gloriosum, and I feel like you probably know what I'm gonna say, but the Gloriosum has been a plant that's kind of on the wish list for a while, but it went like right to the top of the wish list now that I know I might be able to find it locally. Proven Winners started putting out a few indoor plants for sale in store at Home Depot, and people were starting to find the Gloriosum, and I was like, oh my god, I gotta find it. But the more I think about it, I mean, unless it's a small plant, I don't need another plant that's like the Philodendron McDowell. So the McDowell is a hybrid between the Gloriosum and another plant, so the growth habit is probably very similar. I don't need another plant like this one. And when I picture the Gloriosum, I'm like, do I want two long, crazy, take up too much space plants? So this one, I brought it in here to show you, but it's going to be all crazy. This one is definitely better than that because, for one, I already have it. Two, it's beautiful. Three, it grows super fast, like it's already putting out another leaf. And I already know how to take care of it. So this is definitely better than the Gloriosum because I already have it and it's very beautiful. Well, let me grab it to show you. Okay, this plant is just, it's too wild. It's too wild. It grows on this one long vine. So it's like a crawling plant. So it's gonna grow in one long thing like this, just crawling across the ground. This is the new leaf that it's putting out right here. But look at these leaves. Like, look how twisted up the stem gets. And like tomorrow the leaf will be all straight and then the next day it'll look like this. I don't know why that is, but I've noticed when I had it in here, it would bend and turn and the leaves would face the window. So anytime I moved it, all the plant would shift that way. It does seem to do this to a leaf. I don't know why that is, but one leaf did this recently and I cut it off. One of the leaves always just gets yellow and brown and crispy, but then another leaf will pop in. So I don't know if that's just regular behavior for this plant or if it's just mine, but look how crazy this plant is. There's no way I want a Gloriosum knowing that it could possibly be growing like this and just be long and gangly and crazy and take up too much space. So this definitely is better than the Gloriosum because I already have it and it's beautiful in its own way. It's just a little crazy and big. Okay, and then the last plant I want to mention, a plant that I want only because I saw it on Ashley Anita's channel. I absolutely love her channel. She does a lot of plant shopping videos, so she'll go to like different nurseries and stuff and just do recording the whole place, talking about the plants, what they have to offer, and then she usually shows what she bought at the end of the video. She recently went to, I don't know, Lowe's and Home Depot and Walmart, I think, and she found a plant called, it was a pothos, but it was called lemon meringue. And of course, like I just said earlier, I've never heard of this plant, but suddenly I wanted it because I was like, well, 10 minutes ago I didn't know this plant existed, but now I have to have it. And every time we've gone to the store, I've been like just hoping I might find it. But the more I think about it, the more I'm like, do I really want that? Do I really want to buy another Costa Farms plant, most likely in the white ceramic pot that I'm like sick of having? No, I don't want it. But also I have another pothos that Costa Farms put out already, and it's the Global Green Pothos. And this plant I love. I absolutely love this plant. Every time I see this, I want to get another one. Every time I see a really nice looking one, I'm like, I could just take that home with me. This is a plant I want everywhere. I want one in every room. I think it's so beautiful. It reminds me a little bit of like a Mandula pothos, but way easier. So it doesn't have the white variegation that a Mandula pothos does, but it has the leaf shape. It's like this nice rounded leaf shape, and the Global Green does grow with variegation, but from what I have noticed, it fades over time as the leaves mature. So here's one at the bottom. This is a brand new leaf. I'll show you. That really beautiful like spot of yellow variegation there in the middle. Here's another one. It's so, so cool. But like all of these leaves used to have it and most of them don't have it anymore. And it just kind of fades to a darker green and then until it's completely gone. I don't know if that's just my plant, but let me know what yours does. But in my experience, the variegation does fade. But it's very pretty when it comes out. And honestly, I don't even really notice that it's gone anymore because I just absolutely love the plant. I love the way that it grows. It kind of grows like an enjoy pothos a little bit. So it's got the growth habit of the enjoy, the leaf shape of the mandula, and the ease of the golden pothos. It's so beautiful. It grows so much. I absolutely love this one to death. So there's no way the lemon meringue pothos is going to be any better than this one that I already really, really love. I just put these vines up there to make it look more full and crazy. But I absolutely love this plant. It's so beautiful. If you've been thinking about getting it and you're wondering whether or not it's good, I think it's very good, very easy. Like I said, just as easy as the golden pothos, but it has all the nice charm of the other pothoses. But that is it. Those are the plants I have that are better than the plants I want. Let me know some plants you have that are better than plants you want, especially if you're doing a no-buy with me this month and you're like, you know, trying to talk yourself out of plants or take stuff off of your wish list. Let me know some plants you have that you would love more than your wish list plants. But anyway, that is it. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And I will see you later in another video. Goodbye.